All right. Well, good morning, everybody. Thank you again for being here for this Thursday's coffee break. My name is Bobby Henderson. I work in our hydronics products group. Also, going to be talking today about some of our hydronic offerings, but specifically our products that are in the industrial space. I'm also that's gonna be the first few minutes of our presentation, and then we're also going to talk about Miura water tube modular steam boilers. So, without any further ado, we'll jump in here. So, um, we represent a number of steam products. So I've kind of highlight these on the next few slides here. So again, Miura boilers, a modular water tube steam boiler. We're going to talk about that more in depth. MaxiTherm is one of our manufacturing partners of water to water and steam to water heat exchangers, packaged heat exchanger skids, and then Superior Boiler. You may be familiar with. Steam, large fire tube and water tube steam boilers. They also produce high temperature hot water boilers and large industrial single fuel or dual fuel condensing boilers if you have large condensing boiler applications. A lot of flexibility there from a control standpoint, combustion equipment standpoint, which we'll get to on the next slide here. So as I said, we represent Superior Boiler, but we also represent a couple different burner manufacturers. Webster Combustion, which is a domestically produced low NOx, single fuel, dual fuel burner. We can use all sorts of different control systems there: FireEye controls, Siemens controls, including custom PLC. Weissop, for those of you familiar, is a German burner manufacturer. Um, they specialize in ultra low NOx applications for single fuel or dual fuel. We've got a lot of history with both of these companies. On your left, you'll see Industrial Steam. They're our supplier for feed water systems. Kind of uh, anything to fill out the boiler room. So between blowdown separators, heat recovery systems, Industrial Steam is a good partner for us. Switching gears a little bit out of the boiler room, Shark Energy, you may have been familiar with. We've done coffee breaks in the past. Shark specializes in wastewater heat recovery. So you're looking at a couple products here. On the left would be the Shark system, which is an energy recovery, a wastewater energy recovery system for, and typically for district heating and cooling. So we're basically capturing wastewater energy, or we are sinking to wastewater to produce typically condenser water for large central energy plants, such as at the National Western Center, if you're familiar with that project. On the right is more of a packaged solution. So this is going to be using wastewater energy to produce domestic hot water. This is called their Piranha product. So we'll use this in tandem with electric water heaters and storage tanks to produce domestic hot water. This is more of a unitary system for, hotels, apartments, that sort of thing. All right, moving on to electric offerings. Precision boilers, we have a relationship with Precision Vapor Power, if you're familiar with them. They have, anywhere from small electric resistance boilers all the way up to, 480 volts here in the United States. And then if we get into the larger industrial steam applications, they have electrode boilers as well, going all the way up to 14,000 volts. So as you can see, wide variety of pressures available, steam pressures that we can operate. We also have electric hot water boilers with precision if that's your need as well. Spirotherm, one unit I wanted, maybe everybody here might be familiar with their air and dirt separator offering. Spirotherm obviously produces a very effective air and dirt separator product, but this is a vacuum degasser. I've presented on this in the past, but this is basically if you need to remove 100% of your entrained air in a hydronic system, whether that's an industrial, process cooling, process heating, or comfort heating cooling. This is a really great product. You can treat up to, I believe it's 35,000 gallons of water with a single system. Relatively low cost, low intrusion. We can actually just use a couple 1-inch ports to plug into your hydronic system here and pull down over time 100% of your entrained air. So ask us more about that product, and then I'll wrap up a few more slides here. Thermocore process, pre-insulated piping systems for steam, hot water, chill water distribution. Tower Tech cooling towers. We've done presentations with them in the past, but modular cooling tower solution. With a lot of built-in redundancy. Protruded fiberglass construction, and then Easy Water. So Easy Water is a kind of a one-stop shop for us for all sorts of different water treatment process between RO, filtration, high purity, standard traditional water softeners, cooling tower systems. They kind of have everything covered. So if you are an engineer and looking for help with water treatment for whatever type of water, domestic or processed water, give us a ring. Easy Water typically has a solution and can help us. You know, Help us out with your application. So, other products, Aurora, uh, also known as Pentair, has a great line of industrial pumping solutions. And then Sondex, also known as Danfoss, plate and frame heat exchangers. All right, last slide on this. Munters dehumidification unit. So if you have a dehumidification need, kind of getting onto the more air side of things, whether it's a unitary stock type of small dehumidifier, all the way up to totally custom air handling units for large dehumidification systems for labs or industry or food processing, that sort of thing. Munters has a wide range of products there. And then Howden is our partner for larger industrial blowers. Okay, so let's jump into the second half of the presentation here with Miura modular steam boilers. So many of you are probably familiar with uh, the downsides of a large fire tube boilers. And I'm showing you a few pictures here. Many of you have probably seen these pictures, seen them on the news. Obviously, when things can go wrong with a steam boiler system, things can get scary. So, just grabbing a couple pictures here of fire tube boiler explosions, that have happened over the years. We sell fire tube boilers, so I'm not here to condemn the design necessarily, but one one great feature of a water tube or a smaller once through water tube design like Miura is you just don't have the explosive potential that you do with a traditional fire tube boiler with a large volume of water. We're going to shrink, I'll show you here in a moment here what the insides of this boiler looks like. But as we shrink that volume of water down, we really lose that explosive power that might happen in case of operator error, safety failure. Usually these are when everything goes wrong, including operator error, including mechanical error and lack of maintenance. But if we were to lose, have a catastrophic pressure vessel failure with a Miura boiler, that explosion would stay inside, that pressure vessel breach would stay inside of the jacketing. So, Miura is a key partner to a lot of major brands out there, especially in manufacturing plants, food and beverage, healthcare, more and more on the for universities that are looking to, one, cap their risk, right, with catastrophic boiler failures, but two, and we'll talk about it here, just increase their operational efficiency, as well as just better control of steam their steam pressure by using this more modular, fast reacting design. So when Mira took to designing this boiler design many years ago, they kind of rethought everything about the typical boiler. So the Mira design is about half the size of a traditional boiler, and they've built over 150,000 of these units worldwide. It's a Japanese company over the past 40 years, and they've had zero casualties from this boiler design, which we certainly cannot say with the traditional fire tube design. Um, it's got a built-in economizer. We'll show you the insides of the boiler here in a minute, but you're typically looking at 86, 87% thermal efficiency right out of the box without any ancillary equipment. So no stack economizers, everything, it's all kind of built in. And because we can be up to full steam pressure in 5 minutes, that kind of fast reaction time, we can have more downtime. We can turn these boilers off over the weekend or turn them significantly down, so we don't have all that uptime and ramp down time like you might on a larger fire tube boiler. Okay, so real quick, this is the Miura LX once through design right here. So this is the combustion journey, fireside journey. So air is going to come through down through the blower and go through these vertical water tubes. It's called a floating header design. So as those tubes expand and contract with heat, the whole thing is going to float together. So it really reduces the stress on the metal within that heat exchanger. It gives us a really nice design versus your traditional fire tube where um, you've got your big tube sheets that see all sorts of different temperatures, and that expansion and contraction over time can create a lot of issues. Especially if we're not treating our water well. And wear down over time, and cause us to have to retube our boilers. So, and then as you can see there, built-in economizer on the backside. So the water journey is going just the opposite way, right? So we're bringing our feed water through our economizers down to the bottom of into our mud barrel, going up through our once through steam. Our water tubes, and then we've got a steam collector and steam dryer right there at the end, so we have nice, clean, dry steam coming out of the unit. Again, designed for efficiency. So we're opening up the front door there. We have a nice, small, compact heat exchanger. Very easy to maintenance. We can actually crawl inside the jacketing of this boiler to maintain all of our safeties, all the features of the boiler. So, and low NOx, we didn't get to low NOx. So all these boilers are standard less than 20 parts per million on natural gas. They also have an option for a 9 parts per million, or their ultra low NOx option. On certain models now, they even have less than 5 parts per million NOx available. I believe that's on their 300 horsepower model. That's really for the California and Chinese markets. But if you have ultra low NOx application that you need, definitely give us a call. We can talk to you about it. Miura takes control of the whole boiler room. That's another really nice feature here. They'll provide you not just the boilers, but we're going to provide the water softeners, chemical treatment, all the controls that are going to talk to everything in this, in the boiler room. So again, this is the LX boiler up on the left. They also have a dual fuel model, which is their EX. Similar type of design, but built for dual fuel. They also have low NOx options with that. Again, water softener, we're going to provide chemical water treatment, uh, you know, atmospheric or pressurized deaerator tanks, RO systems. If you have a particular need for RO for clean steam, or you need, you just want to reduce your chemical usage in your system, RO is a good option. And then, yeah, boiler monitoring control. So you've got a push button control right on the front of the boiler. We have our BP panel, so we can basically control lead lag control over a large boiler plant. Mira Connect, that's probably requires its own separate presentation, but basically online monitoring options. We're also going to monitor your water hardness coming out of your water softener and your chemicals with that WP2 panel. That was really fast. If you guys ever want to hear more about Mura, there's an abundance of videos online. Certainly reach out to us at Long. We can get you some more information for your application. As a reminder, you can always go on YouTube. There's all of our coffee breaks since 2020 when we started doing this are uploaded to YouTube. I really recommend it. You can go and learn a lot in a very short amount of time. So that was it, everybody. Thank you all for joining this week. And we look forward to seeing you all next week at the same time. Take care and have a great day.